You have zero idea about Islam, about religion. It's like I'm just gonna stop here, bro. Please, please, please.
You
It's like,
can say
do
that.
you know
You
that
can
the
say that.
Quran came specifically to Prophet Muhammad, and it's like, bro, you don't know anything about religion, bro, especially
Yeah,
about
you can
Quran.
say that. Yes, you can say that, but people
Bro,
here
I know what
can see who
exactly
is
I'm
illiterate
saying.
like their prophet here. People can see who is illiterate like their prophet. You can
Forget
say
about
that's
this
okay.
topic because you don't have too
The
much
audience
knowledge.
who are listening, they can
Yes,
easily see who
they
is
can
illiterate
judge.
like their prophet.
No
Now,
problem.
leave those games and answer the question I ask you because you are running away from it. Now, what I ask you that you can't answer, and you went to red, what you could do is to go to red hearings, which won't help you. You can't hide behind a smoke screen. What I ask you that you can't respond to is this. All right. You said that the book given to Jesus is not an actual book, it is oral. And I showed you from chapter 757 that you are ignorant of even your own Quran. You don't know your own Quran. It says the book that came as a revelation to Moses and Jesus, that the people during the time of your prophet have those books in their possession. So I ask you a simple question. Can you show me a verse in the Quran that says the revelation that came to Jesus is not contained in the kitab, is oral? Here you are struggling. But me, I can easily show you that from your Quran. So which means you are ignorant of even your own Quran.
The Quran does not specifically point a verse that's saying that, but I am telling you based on.
And yet it points to a verse that specifically say the Torah and the Injil, they are books, they are kitab, that people during the time of your prophet have them.
So, because I am telling you the Quran, look, I'm telling you the Quran does not specifically mention that it was not that. But the question is this that you asked me, and I told you that the Injil Jesus used to preach. It was not, yes, the book came to him all at once. Like, the book came to Moses all at once. It was written for 40 nights over where he went in a mountain, and Allah spoke to him directly, and he gave him the book, which is called the Torah, and it was all at once. It was not like Quran verse by verses that came to Prophet. So for Jesus, the Injil came all at once, and he took those and preached it to the people. And that's why when you brought the verses of saying that the Quran says the messenger will come named Ahmad or Muhammad, it was Jesus that preached in a previous book, but it was not written because the Quran came the same thing, but people wrote it down after people wrote it down, but on that time they did not write the Injil.
Okay, so you are saying that when the revelation of the Quran came, that they wrote it down, right? But then when the Injil came, they didn't write it down.
So it's not a
If they
physically
didn't
book.
write it down, hold on a second. If they didn't write it down, how how did chapter 757 was able to say that the people during the time of your prophet that follow him, they have the Injil and the Torah in their possession? They have it. He didn't say they have the message. He said they have it. They have the book. So if it's not written, how did people get access to it? How did they have it in their possession
The
if it's not a
preacher,
book that is written?
they had the preacher of Jesus.
You
Jesus,
said
they have the preacher of Jesus.
they have what?
How Jesus preached, they had that.
Okay, so they wrote down the teachings of Jesus, right?
Hmm. Yeah. And also I wanna tell you that the book that you have right now in your hand is not the Injil. It's not from Jesus.
You know why I'm laughing? I'm
I
laughing.
don't know what you're laughing about, bro.
I'm laughing because you just expose yourself that you know it's either something is wrong with you, or when you talk you don't think in the process. You just said they wrote down the teachings of Jesus, right?
What I'm trying to say, the people that the
Hold on a
book was
second.
not literally
You
a
said
book.
that.
This is the
Hold
point.
on. So, calm down. Calm down. You said I wrote down the teachings of Jesus, correct?
If you ask me a tricky question and try to like manipulate me, then okay, sure.
I'm not manipulating you. You just said they wrote down the teachings of Jesus. Did you say that or not?
They wrote down the teaching of Jesus because so if I want to go ahead explain this for you, right?
All right. It's not the because now is irrelevant. What we are talking about is the revelation that Jesus had, whether or not it's contained in a scripture. You just expose yourself that you don't know what you're talking about. If they wrote it down and these are the teachings of Jesus, which means it is the same with the oral message that Jesus had.
For example, when
that would be the Injil.
when the prophet came,
My friend, when you talk, you must reason. You must think before you talk. Don't just say anything that comes out of your mouth.